I picked up the decals this morning. 4 different versions here. This is the one I really like. I just like the way that just the yellow brings it out a little bit. So we're going to go for this one. A relatively famous fighter pilot during the Second World War. The decals look rather good, but we'll look at those when we put the decals on. But I'm just going to use this to get the colour call-outs here and to get the camouflage right. Here we can see, so from the top we can see we're doing black 1. So we've done the bottom half. We're going to do this yellow a little bit later on. I'm going to paint these the black and white stripes on here, and it's got here the camouflage, which if we look at black 1 tells us that the upper surfaces were RLM 82 and 83, and so we're going to go. I ordered, first of all, I ordered some Model Air versions, and then I got some Mr. Hobby colour. I really like the Mr. Hobby colour, goes down really nicely, so I'm going to use the Hobby colour. And so over the black basing, I'm going to have a go at doing both colours. So I'm assuming it's a slightly hard demarcation, but they're sort of wavy. So I'm going to come in and roughly do the light green and then come over with the dark green on top. But first of all, I'm going to need to mask off some of this light green surface on the sides. So let's get on and do that. The reference photo that's included here is quite good. It shows you some of the detail around the cockpit, and certainly some of the where the scratches and things are. But what's not quite clear is how the wing is demarked in terms of the camouflage colour on the side here. So it looks like, what I'll do is I'll mask off the wing root. It looks like it's actually been masked here, so it doesn't go up into that lower camouflage, into the side camouflage. So I'm going to mask off the wing root. And just do a light mask along the side here. So I'm going to mask off the wing root and come along the side with something like a blue tack or something, just to mask it. So let's come in first of all. Let's start off then. We're going to just use some 6mm Tamiya tape, and we're just going to come in and mask this off the best I can. Now, with this one, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, for both sides, I'm just going to come down here and using a knife, just going to cut that in half down the middle. That'll help it just to conform a little bit better around the edges of the wing root. So I'm just going to make sure I've got my straight edge along this side. I'll come in here then. To there, tear that bit. So by cutting the tape in half, it just conforms nicely around the edges without it sort of buckling. I'm not worried too much around this tail area because there'll be some mottling going on, but I want to get it relatively close to where it needs to be, but I can blend that in with some mottling. So that's the masking tape on. I'm now just going to come in with some white tack. Along the side of the fuselage. So just make it into a long sausage shape. So same size as the length of the fuselage. And again, I'm not too worried about this being dead accurate because I'm going to blend it in with the mottling. But I'm just going to come and give it a general line just to follow. So we're just going to come in here looking at our reference. So it only gives you one side of the aircraft, which is fine, so we'll just do it similar on both sides. So there we have our side all masked off nicely. Okay, now you could come in and redo some of this black, but that's just going to add to the weathered effect. So some nice variation with the light and the dark. So I'm going to come in now and I'm going to do the light green first. So again, we're going for about 50-50 mix. Now there is some chipping on this, and I could have put some silver on here, but I think I'll use chipping fluid, which is my preferred method sometimes. But I'm going to do the chipping I'm going to do sponge chipping on this one, and I'm going to keep the chipping down to a minimum because it's only got light scratches, I think. So let's just come in and we're going to look at, first of all, let's go in along the top here and have a look at where it goes. So let's just turn this round. And so we have the first line comes first here. to give that an hour to drive, and then I'm going to come in and do the lighter green in here. Okay, so now we're going to come in and we're going to mask up and put in the light green. So using some more white tack. Now I'm just going to overlap this a little bit, so we're going to come in and we're just going to lay this in place, looking at our reference so we can see. Actually, that comes in a bit there. So it's quite important we try to get this corner so it just creates a nice demarcation. The moment of truth. Let's take this masking off. So the good thing is that can just be used up again. and then I just throw some of that away. I just can't bother to peel it away, I've got so much of the stuff. So let's have a look at that. So here we go. So as you can see, there's some nice variation on these wings. That should weather out. I might come in with a freehand and just tidy some of those things up. So the side is looking rather nice there. I'm going to come in with a freehand, mottle it and just graduate that in a little bit. But I'm generally happy with that. Obviously down here there's mottling on here, so we'll come in here and do that in a moment. But I'm going to just let that all dry off, and then get all of the residue of the white tack off. Now I'm pretty useless at, I know I've snapped off this one. I'm going to put that on again. I've snapped off the antenna mast here, so I've got to find that and stick that back on. I tend to always do this sort of thing, so that was easy enough to find. I'll stick that on and just tidy that up. But I'm going to let that dry really well now, and then come back and just do some final touch-ups.